Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Jeff, and let's talk. Today I was going to bring up a topic that many people probably don't like talking about. It's very personal, it can be embarrassing, and it affects the whole family. And that is alcohol and drug abuse. You're probably thinking, well, what do you know about it? Because my downfall was alcohol. I knew it at a very early age, and I started working on that problem at age 22. Hasn't always been a perfect ride. It's been almost 40 years of clean time. However, I did have 3 slips along the way. One was 6 hours and the other 2 were a week apiece. So most of my time has been clean. I haven't had anything to drink now for over 5 years, and I am continuing to work the program. I go to groups and self-support groups, and it has helped me. But what you can do to help an alcoholic or a drug abuser, first thing, it's hard. You have to rely on the person who is abusing. You love them, you want to care for them, you want to fix them, and all of that. Yes, a good start is rehab. But that doesn't always necessarily work. They come out, they might stay clean for a week or 2, and they're back to their old ways. It's very important to know, even if this is someone who's using right now, that the first year can be a very tough year. But the longer you go without it, the more you will not think about it. And I found that to be very true. I don't think about it at all today. Unless I'm going to a self-support group or something like that, then, the subject is brought up. However, it's not something that I normally, I don't even think about it. I don't even think about it today, and I'm extremely grateful. The next thing, though, what you can do for this person is recommend offering them help to overcome their problem. Perhaps going to a rehab or outpatient or therapy or whatever the case may be, you can do this. I know some families have interventions to explain to the abuser that, there are other options, how it is affecting their lives, so they can hear it. The problem is, because being in the same shoes as an addict, or, alcohol is a drug as well, but being addicted to something, the person who's addicted doesn't really care or want to hear this. Okay, I know from my own experience, I did what I wanted to do. I wouldn't listen to other people's suggestions. I was always thinking that I'm fine. So basically, you had that denial part. However, at the very least, you've planted a seed, okay? And what I mean by that is 2 years before I even went into the program, I went to a particular support group, and all they were talking about was God this and God that. And I immediately thought it was a cult, and I ended up leaving. However, it was enough to plant a seed in me that when I was ready to give up my alcohol, I knew where to go. I was able to find a place to go and basically kick the habit. My first time was 19 years, the second was 7 years, and the other time was 3.5 years that I went without a drink. So I had no problem getting long-term sobriety, but this time, I don't even think about it now. The other times, I always kept it in the back of my head that maybe one day I could go back to it, but that was never true. There are no shortcuts. However, there's a lot to be offered in these groups. I too went to rehab. I ended up going to a halfway house afterwards. I took whatever was offered to me as far as treatment was concerned. And I took advantage of all of it. I have to say that for a family member, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. There's other support groups for family members as well. But you need to at least try to be as patient as you can. Some of these people, unfortunately, have died from their addictions. Others have taken the suggestions and went to rehab and continued their progress over many, many years. So there are, you can get well on the first shot. There's no qualification that you have to relapse. That's not the case at all. However, if you relapse, my suggestion is keep going. Keep going. Put the jug down, as they say. Put the drug down and just move forward. Keep going. Keep going. And get as much help as you can into support groups. And this is how family members can also help them as well. All right. The bottom line is the person who's going through the addiction, they have to make the final choice. Sometimes if you push them too much, you can push them further into their addiction. So my suggestion is, try to be as soft as you can. Continue to mention it, but don't do it in a more angrily way or anything like that. You could be supportive by saying, I'm here for you. I want to help you. Stuff like that. There's many different ways of going about it, but for what worked for me was I had to come to that conclusion myself. Back then, but when I was 22, I accepted the fact that I was a drunk. And I thought that was fine. I always thought an alcoholic was somebody underneath a bridge in a barrel, drinking, whatever they could by a burning barrel. That was not true. Basically a drunk and an alcoholic are two of the same things. And like I said, I don't think I got into drugs because I knew I had a problem with alcohol, and it scared the daylights out of me. It really did. So I'm not a big drug person. I never have been. The only thing I may have done was marijuana, but that was it. And when I put it down, I put it down. There were, I didn't have any effects from putting it down. So all I could say for family members is try to stay positive, hopeful, and hopefully one day, your family member or a friend of yours will seek the help that they need. So that's all I got to talk about today. Please join me again. Please like, subscribe, and let's have a conversation. That's why I call this Let's Talk. If you have questions that I could possibly answer, by all means, leave them down. I check my comments. And if you have any concerns or, please, I want to hear them. And with that being said, I'll see you on the next video. It may be a few days, but nevertheless, I'll see you on the next video. Take care, God bless, and have a great day.